I wanted to give a little bit of a kind of a how-to for completing both the journal postings that you have to do, the assignments, and the quizzes. So right now I'm in La Lima, and I'm going to go to our course. And what you're going to see here is obviously the description I've given you here of the activities. And as I've emphasized to you, you would be following weekly schedule to follow the certain week that we are in the class. Now, you're free to work ahead as much as you want, but there are certain limits on, well, not limits, but due dates when certain things are due by. So if I'm here in, let's just say, week 2, you would see, again, the one thing listed, which would be the lecture that's being delivered, but then also you would see the journal posting. And so here you have the direct link, and I'll try to make this so that this would be what you would see here in week 2, journal posting. So what you would see here then are the instructions, some sort of discussion questions that I'm kind of trying to motivate you with, but then basically you're talking about one of these possible questions, thinking about the chapter overall and what your general reflections are, or thoughts are, or ways that you would apply this to other classes that you have right now. It's kind of got a free structure. Really what I'm trying to ascertain is, did you read the chapter and did you engage with the material in some way? These discussion questions are just suggestions. You don't have to have talked about any of them in particular. And these are only read by me. These are not read by the rest of the class. Okay. Going back then, you would also then see here in this week, week 2, you would complete the quiz 1. Now, I can't link quiz 1 or any of the quizzes to any of the particular weeks. So to do those, you need to go to assignments, tests, and surveys. And under here, you would then see various quizzes. Here in this case, one student has done it already, but to give you an idea of what a quiz looks like is that you have 25 minutes from the moment that you start it, and then once it is started, let's see here. I'm just starting the last one here just so you have an idea. You would see the due date time, and then you start to see the countdown once you click on begin. So then once you start begin, now the time is ticking down. So each time you'll answer a question and then say next, and you just keep doing this for all of the questions. I'm giving you more than enough time. 25 minutes, you should have more than enough time to have thought about the material, to think about things. Okay, then the other part of this would be that on certain weeks you will have a homework assignment. So I believe there's one, in week 3. And so you see these listed as RPA numbers. I should say this, for journal postings, what I'm asking is that you submit them within this box. That doesn't mean you actually have to have typed them up here. You could have typed it up in Word and then copy and pasted it over here. It's just to make my life a little easier so that everyone is doing the same thing. So in the case of journal postings, everyone's posting it within this box, not as attachments. But for the research proposal assignments, here I'm asking you to only do attachments, not to do it as inline text. That reason for that is so that I can make comments directly in the document and send them back. We can kind of have that interchange that way. Then if we fast forwarded all the way to the end of the semester, we would have the final exam as well, and that final exam would appear here as well. Okay, so that should give you at least an overview of how to access the different parts of this. So here's our final exam right here. This should give you an overview of how to access the different things within this, and that should give you a start of everything here. Okay, so at this point, I just want to do just a little bit of a encouragement that at this point you've been reading the chapter. I did post one chapter already, and that you are starting to think about the homework assignments, and that you've given yourself a preview of what those assignments are.